Hello and welcome. My name is Alan and we are back with more the Prose Edda. Today we are digging into Valhalla and probably, I think, Yggdrasil. Let me take a look here. Valhalla, Sleipnir. Okay, no, just Valhalla and some other stuff. I was thinking it was Yggdrasil. Anyway, let's jump into this. Part 39. The drink of the Einherjar and what flows from Valhalla. Gangleri then asked, what sort of drink do the Einherjar have that lasts them as long as the food? Is water drunk there? Hai replied, that is a strange question. Would All-Father invite kings, jarls, and other men of rank to his hall and give them water to drink? Truly, men who come to Valhalla having suffered wounds and pain of death would think a drink of water dearly bought if no better greeting were available. About that place, I can tell you another story. The goat Hydrun stands on top of Valhalla and eats the leaves from the branches of the most famous tree, Lerid. From her udders streams the mead that daily fills a vat so large that from it all the Einherjar satisfy their thirst. Gangleri then said, that goat is especially useful to them, and the tree that she eats from must be remarkably good. Hai said, even more notable is the stag Eikthyr, or oak antlers, who stands on top of Valhalla and chews on the branches of that tree. So much moisture drips from his horns that it finds its way down into Hvergelmir. From there flow the rivers Sid, Vid, Sekin, Ekin, Svol, Gunthero, Fjorm, Fimbulful, Gipul, Gipol, Bomo, and Girvimul. They flow through the places where the gods live. There are even more rivers called Fin, Vin, Thul, Bul, Grad, Gunteren, Nir, Non, Chron, Vina, Vegsvin, and Yodnuma. Part 40. The Doors of Valhalla. Then Gangleri said, now you tell me such a wondrous things that Valhalla must be a huge house with doorways so crowded that it is difficult to pass through them. I answered, why don't you ask how many doors are in Valhalla or how big they are? When you hear the answers, then you will surely say that it would be remarkable if everyone were unable to pass in and out freely. In truth, it is no harder to find places for people inside the hall than it is to enter it. Listen to the lay of Grimnir. 500 doors, and still 40 more, I believe, are at Valhalla. 800 Einherjar will go together out each door when they go to fight the wolf. Part 41, the daily battle at Valhalla. Gangleri then spoke. Large crowds of people are at Valhalla. It is my belief that Odin must be a powerful lord because he controls so large an army. But how do the Einherjar amuse themselves when they are not drinking? Hai replied, every day after they dress, they put on their war gear, they go out into the courtyard and battle, the one attacking the other. Such is their sport. When it comes time to eat, they ride home to Valhalla and sit down to drink, as is said here. All the Einherjar in Odin's home fields fight among themselves each day. The slain they select, then ride from the battlefield reconciled, they sit again together. It is true, as you say, that Odin is powerful. Many examples of his power are evident. Here are the words of the Aesir themselves. The ash Yggdrasil is foremost of trees, and Skidbladnir of ships. Odin of the Aesir and of stallions, Sleipnir, Bifrost of bridges, and Bragi of skalds, Habrock of hawks, and of hounds, Garm. Part 42, the master builder from Giantland and the birth of Sleipnir. Then Gangleri asked, who owns the horse Sleipnir? What is there to tell about him? Hai replied, you know little about Sleipnir and are ignorant of the events that led to his birth, so you will find it a tale well worth hearing. It happened right at the beginning when the gods were settling. After they had established Midgard and built Valhalla, a smith arrived. He offered to construct in 3 seasons a fortress so solid and trustworthy that it would be safe against mountain trolls and frost giants, even if they entered Midgard. As his payment, he asked for Freya in marriage, but he also wanted the sun and the moon. Then the Aesir, consulting among themselves, arrived at their decision. Their agreement with the builder was that he should have what he requested if he completed the fortress in time, in one winter. But if any part of the fortress was unfinished in the first day of summer, he would lose his part of that bargain. No other man was to help him in this work. When stating these conditions, they agreed to let him have the use of his house called Svadilfari. Loki was the one who made the decision after the matter was placed before him. On the first day of winter, the builder began to erect the fortress, and during the night he used his horse to haul in stones. The Aesir were amazed at the size of the boulders the horse could drag. The horse's feet of strength was twice that of the builders. But good witnesses and many oaths had sealed the bargain, because the giant did not think it safe to be without a truce among the Aesir if Thor should return. At that time Thor was away in the east hammering on trolls. As the winter passed, the building of the fortification steadily advanced until it became so high and so strong that it was unassailable. With only 3 days left before summer, the work had progressed right up to the stronghold's entrance. When the gods sat on their thrones of fate and sought a solution, they asked one another who had been responsible for the decision to marry Freya into Giant Land and to destroy the sky and the heavens by taking the sun and moon and giving them to the giant. And it became clear, as in most other things, that the one who had advised in this matter was Loki, son of Laufey, the one who counsels badly in most matters. They told him that he could expect a bad death if he failed to devise a plan for the builder to lose his wager. They attacked Loki, and when he became frightened, he swore oaths that whatever it cost him, he would find a way to keep the builder from completing his part of the bargain. That same evening, the builder drove out with his stallion Svadilfari to gather stones, and a mare leaped from the forest and neighing ran up to the horse. When the stallion recognized that manner of horse, this was what manner of horse this was, he became frantic and broke free from his harness. He galloped towards the mare, but she raced ahead of him into the forest. Behind them came the builder, trying to grab hold of his horse. Because the horses ran all the evening and night, the work was delayed. The next day there was less work done than previously. When the builder saw that the work would not be finished, he flew into a giant's rage. Once the Aesir realized for certain that they were facing a mountain giant, they no longer respected their oaths. They called upon Thor, who came immediately, and the next thing to happen was that the hammer Mjolnir was it was in the air. In this way, Thor paid the builder his wages, but not the sun and the moon. Rather, Thor put an end to the giant's life in Jotunheim. He struck the first blow in such a way that the giant's skull broke into small pieces, and so Thor sent him down to Niflheim, or Niflhel. But Loki's relations with Svalbardfari were such that a while later he gave birth to a colt. It was gray and had 8 feet, and this is the best horse among gods and men. The Sibyl's prophecy has this to say: Then all the powerful gods went to their thrones of fate, the gods most sacred, and questioned themselves, who had infused all the air with treachery, and to the race of giants given odds made. Broken were oaths, the words and pledges. all the powerful agreements that had passed between them. Thor alone killed, bursting with fury. He seldom sits still when he hears such things. But yeah, we'll go ahead and stop this here. This episode here. We're going to get more into other things. The ship Skidbladnir, Thor and Loki to giant lands. Thor encounters Skrimir in the forest. Thor reaches the stronghold of Loki. So yeah, I really do not have any capability to separate pages well. Loki reveals that Thor was deceived. So yeah, we'll be reading that kind of stuff in the next episode. But yeah, we're learning quite a bit, and I'd say we're about a third of the way through the book. So yeah. But as always, educate thyself, think, read, study. Hold on. Yeah. Think, read, study, learn. Someone tries to tell you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I'll see you on the next episode. Until then, later.